Hello and welcome back to Cultist Simulator with me, Barden. Okay, so it's been a while since I streamed, and part of that was to do with the fact that technical issues were kind of annoying me, and I was kind of deciding whether I would actually keep this going or not, but decided I'm going to keep on trying. Even if we do have technical issues, you know, there's not really much I can do about them. So we're just going to try and power through them anyway. But yeah, it's partly that, and partly because just life gets in the way sometimes, right? And that was the case with me. But you probably noticed, some of you at least, since last time I streamed, that I got what hair I have left. Got a cut, and also I don't know whether you can see. You actually fix where I'm sitting, but I'm a bit red today, and the reason for that is because I went out yesterday with my wife, and it was a beautiful day here in Dublin. So we went to the seaside and had a nice walk along a pier, and sat outside a lot. I did have sunscreen on, but sunscreen doesn't last for 3 or 4 hours unless you reapply it. So if that doesn't happen and you're Irish, you go very red. So that's the reason for that. But anyway, let's get on with playing the game. So we're gonna run on the timer and see how things are going to go for us. I'm going to just adjust my camera just a little bit, if I can do that. Still, that's not great, is it? Why did I start messing with this in the middle of the stream? Okay, let me pause for a second. Oh, that's not good either. Sorry, apologies, but things need to be done. Okay, that's better. Right, we'll stick with that for now. Okay, so that is translated and ready to go. So we'll pop that over there, and we'll get translating the next one. So it's been a while since I've played this Daedalus one as well. I've been playing our Father Ted Priest one a lot. Recently really enjoying that. Looks like the detective got that instead of us, so potential tentative evidence there. Okay, work is done. Can get back in there again. And my layout is different as well, so that's always fun. Every time I play this game, I have a different layout, but I kind of like that. Right, we're going to grab you. Last night, Jirby was talkative. He spoke in the siege-ended voice of the histories he'd overheard in the waking world. I listened until the stories tailed off again into weeping. Okay, so got some nice stuff there. Okay, so one of the things that we're looking for is, so you're 8, right? We're looking for higher level lore for this. So we're looking for higher level 4's lore. So we're looking for a 12 out of that, which means that we're probably going to have to, at some stage, either combine these or go higher in the Mansus. And right now we're not really in a position to go higher in the Mansus, so we probably will be looking at combining instead. Right, so we're going to run things on. Oh, we should talk about the Mansus though. We should definitely go back in. So you've way to spider door, which you can't do. That requires a sacrifice, right? So we're going to do that, and then it takes reason to go in there. If I remember, yep. See, with the priest, I've only got to the way to white door, because there's certain things you need to do to be able to go higher, and I didn't do those, so it means that that's not available to me. Okay, Did he succeed? He did. Okay, so we got tentative evidence to worry about for a while. We could ask someone to get rid of it, but we've already lost one person, and I don't really want to be putting another person at risk. So we leave that for now where it is. Now, what do we have in terms of places we can go to? We've got Kerisham, and then we have the Forsaken Reach. And other than that, everything else is done. So we really are looking at combining those and finding a new place. So let's run on time for the minute. Let me have a sip of my tea as well. Ah, nice. Strange how like there's just certain little things that can make you feel better. Like for me, it's things like a nice cup of tea. Yeah, nice cup of tea, or you know, now and again as well, chocolate. I'm a devil for eating too much chocolate as well. It's probably why it's hard for me to lose weight. But yeah, it's just kind of little things like that. I don't really need big things to kind of keep me happy. I like the little things in life more. Anyway, right, so we could read those, or we could work on these. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by getting yourself some erudition, because I do want to combine those and get a higher level one so we can find what we need. And also what I'm going to do is, so looking at these, you are an ingredient, so let's move you down here. You're an ingredient as well. You're not, right? Yeah, you're a tool, you're a tool, you're a tool, right? Yeah. That's ingredient stuff. You are a tool, and pretty sure you're ingredients. Yep. So we're going to just split out ingredients from tools. Okay, I'm guessing that's ingredient as well, yeah. Probably your tool, okay. You're an ingredient. Right, so let's move those down there. Tool, excuse me. And it's a tool. How about these? Those are ingredients, they can go down there. You are ingredients, so there you go. Right, so let's quickly go through these then. Tool, ingredients, okay, down here. Ingredient, tool. You're a tool as well. Wolf Snow is an ingredient. You are a tool. You're an ingredient. You're a tool. Okay. So you have all the tools together and all your ingredients together. Good. And later on we'll sort them into between their ranks as well. Right. Let's move on. Right, so work is done. Let's do that and get stuff back in. Oh, we got here as well. Okay, we're going to go for the Scent of Knives. Okay. I visited the Scent of Knives last night. That harshest of roads through the house. It has been sacred to the Menascate and the sun rags since the interclate, when the true sun was divided. When I woke, my room was freezing. The chill of it had cracked the window glass. Okay, collect that. And then we're going to go straight back in with some nice reason. Okay, do that. Run it on. That can go sit up there because we're not going to use it for anything. Hey, oh, our work as well. Let's get work going again. Pop in our reason there. Okay, good. Run that on. You're done. We don't need you for anything at the minute. Okay. Yeah, I'm still like with my layout. I'm still trying to find a layout that I would be happy with to kind of use every time. like sort of like I think the lore is one of the big ones. Is where if I can find a place where I'm happy enough for the lore to be, then there's a possibility I can sort everything else out on the back of that. Let's pop in some passion in there. Yeah, because the lore kind of takes up a big chunk. So it could be the perfect one for me is maybe lore and people together. So maybe like an area like this with our lore and our people. And then that would open up possibly more areas for other stuff to be. But then again, it's kind of, books generally are kind of boom and bust, where you have potentially have a lot of them, but sometimes you can be have worked your way through all of them and be needing to get more. So you're kind of always have like this almost like reserved space that's not actually being occupied with books as well. So that's something to consider too. But that's something for a future one, I think. For the moment, the layout we have is at least workable for us. Right, so what is our aim for today? I think the main aim is to get a higher level of some higher level lore first, like this, which is great. But to do our combinations with them, so that we have like 9 of those, right? And they are level 8. So if we combine, we can get level 10s. If we combine again, we get level 12s. But we're looking for level 14s. So the hope today is to get at least one level 14, and then go there on go on. Oh, the word's gone out of my brain now for some reason. But to go there with a cult and explore. Expedition, there we go. And it would come back. Okay, this is the great chamber in the manses through which a painted river flows. The vagabond, it is claimed, painted it from memory in the years before she left the house. Certainly there are histories concealed in its design. I traced them with my hand last night. There were fragments of aquamarine, paint beneath my nails, flecks of gold leaf when I was done. Okay, collect those. We're then going to head straight back into the manses. Pop you there and run things on. Good. Okay, and we're getting a usual crap because of my shitty ISP with having drop frames and stuff, but we're just gonna soldier on anyway. I don't think, like, I think it was playing a different game, almost any other game, it would be a bigger issue than it is now. With this one, it just means that things are going to look a little janky. But given that it's a card game, it's not so bad. And that's one of the reasons why I was determined to come back and keep on going with this, because it's not that big of an issue for this type of game. Okay, let's start that off again. So as I said, it's gonna be a shorter one today, probably about an hour and a half or so, just to kind of get back into it. It's one of those things where, sometimes you do something and then you get out of the habit of doing it, and then it can be, oh well, it's so much effort to do that, whatever that thing is. It's so much effort to do it. I think I'll just leave it for next week, or and then next week really never comes, right? Because it's always next week. But then if you do it for, just think like today, I'll do it for a shorter time, and then next week, then if I feel like I can't do a full 3 hours, I'll do it for a short time again next week. But then I'm still doing it. I'm still making sure that I'm kind of back in there. And that's the kind of idea for today's stream, is to get back on the horse, as it were. Let's go for this one. Okay, we got that one recently, so we won't read it again. And we'll pop you up here and run things on. Oh, let's get back into the Mantis again. Okay, good. Right, so this should look for an erudition first, and then possibly, no, it will look for a glimmering, and then possibly a fascination. But I think it might be a higher level one that needs the fascination. But what I'll do is the next time I go in here, I'm going to do the white door instead, which gives us a possibility of getting fascination. Okay, so work is done. We don't actually need to pause for work. So let's do that and that. Okay, you need me to slot that, which I'll do. Then we're going to go... Oh, I must have started that one. Start you. Okay, and then we're going to go to the auction house. I'm going to sell you. Might only get 1 funds for it, but 1 funds is better than none, right? Okay, so we got that going. We're going to get some contentment there, which is at the moment not something that we need, although we do have some dread there, so it could be something we're going to need soonish. Okay, so let's go for the Painted River this time. Oh, we got a fascination anyway. Okay, that's good. So again, I'm not sure if this level is the one that needs the fascination, but if it's not this level, it's going to be the one that on the next level when we combine. So now we can get a fascination through the stag door is a good thing as well. Because otherwise I was thinking of dropping back down to the white door, because I know there's one possibility of getting a fascination from the Knight's Pavilion, and then there's one possibility of getting a card that will degrade into fascination from the orchard as well. Okay, but we got one here as well, so that's good. Okay, I dreamt of the mantis behind the white door, of the great space above the orchard, the space that overlooks the bounds, the space where the vagabond once painted her river. Painted ships passed upon her painted river. I met the painted eyes of her painted captain. She saluted, and the motion was like the layered movement of clouds. The sail of the ship was amber, and the captain's eyes the green of new barley, and the river aquamarine. Now that I'm awake, I see those colours still. Okay, grab that. Right, so we have our fascination, which we can pop here, because potentially it may be used in there. We'll see. Right, let's get back in through the stag door again then, and put our reason in there, and run things on. Good. Right, and again, for anyone watching, we are having technical difficulties on the stream with drop frames and stuff, and it's something that I can't fix, so I'm just gonna keep on going with it, because as I said earlier, for a game like this, it doesn't affect it as much as it would almost any other game where you need to see all of the action. Whereas this one, it's a card game. There's a lot of stills in it, and it's not so bad. So we're gonna power through. We're gonna do a short stream this evening, just because I haven't been streaming for a few weeks, and I just want to get back on the horse, as it were. Okay, so we didn't actually get a price for that one. Let's send a jumble. Jumble generally sells for 2 funds, I believe. It might be 1 sometimes, but the last time I saw one, I got 2 at least. Okay, let's do that. Then our work is done. Okay, I'm gonna move this in so I can see where it is a little easier. We'll go for you. Okay, that's the 3rd time we got that one. So we'll collect that there, and we pop you up there out of the way, and get ourselves going here again. So let's pop a reason in there, and let's get work going too. So pop you in there, and that one there, and start off. There we go. Okay. Let's run it on. Right. So we got one fund that time, yeah. So I guess it does depend. Right, let's try and sell this other one. We may or may not get funds for it. We'll see. But either way, it's not something that we can make use of anyway. Okay, he's got the tent of evidence there, but it doesn't really matter. Right, that's fine. Not really a problem. Although having 3 dread or 3 potential dread hanging about could be a problem for the long run. But for now, it's not. It's okay. He had nothing else to find. We're gonna grab. Will we grab that one? No. Let's keep going for higher level ones. Not the one we wanted, but it's okay. That will. It's Grail lore, so it won't degrade into a vitality. Descent of Knives is called the Sharp Stair and the Mother of Mirrors and the Feast of the Grail. If one is to look beneath the stairs, as I did last night in my dreams, one understands that last name. It draws a tide of blood from the feet of those who ascend. Impose sigh, some shaped like men, many shaped like women, wait beneath the glass of the stairs to satisfy their hunger. I did not approach. I made no sound. I only observed. Okay, collect that. And we want to get back in there again. So we'll slot that there. Again, we know that he didn't really get anything there. Okay, so that is combined. We only needed the erudition and glimmering, so we just keep on getting those. And we'll be able to combine. So what we really want to do is combine until we have 4 of these and then combine again, so we get 2 of those and then combine again. So that will get us from 10 up to 12 up to 14 then. And the 14 is what we're really looking for. Okay, let's pop you up there because again, we don't need you right at the minute. One thing's on. Is there anything we need to initiate? Yeah, we need to get work going again. So we'll do that. Got to keep those funds coming in, even though we'll probably never make a way through all of them. Okay, and there we go. So we got 2 funds that time. So the first time we did it with the same book, we got 0. So I guess it must range from 0, 1 to 2 for items that you sell. Doesn't look like anything has a fixed price at the auction house, but it could be wrong. And it would kind of make sense, it being an auction house, right? Okay, so that fascination is about to disappear, but we don't need it. We probably need one when we're combining those, though. But luckily, we can provide the erudition and glimmering, and it will remember. Okay, let's go for you this time. Got some more fascination, though. Okay, so we read that recently. We won't read it again for now. We'll pop you up there. Okay, we have our erudition. We're now going to study for glimmering. So start that off. We can pop the erudition there. We don't need to read that one. We'll get ourselves back through the stag door with some reason. Okay, good. Everything is... yeah, everything's on track at the minute. Having 3 of these, though, well, 2 and another one coming, is always a bit scary. But I think we should be okay. Might run you on as well. Okay, so we got a affliction coming on there, so we're gonna have to hold our dreaming until we can fix that, because otherwise we will forget and we will end up with a permanent injury, which we don't want. Decrepitude. Now we could do the Forge's Redemption to sort it out. Oh, got another fascination. Okay, that's kind of interesting, because now it's kind of a bit of a doomsday scenario, I guess, in this game, is having a lot of fascination and a lot of dread, because what can happen then is, first of all, your dread starts getting picked up, and then your fascination starts getting picked up, and then it's hard then to keep a lid on both of them. So that can be a potential run ender, but I think we should be okay for the minute. Now, study wise, we are now going to combine two of these, so because we have erudition and a glimmering available to do so. So run that on. And actually, while we're waiting for this, what I'm going to do is, which is the newer? You're the newest. Okay, so let's dream, fascination, and dread together, and just get rid of those two. Just kind of, we have a while to wait on this one anyway, so we can always pick that up when we're done. And this way then we're getting rid of two of those off the board. This one will disappear as well, and then we're less likely to face a bit of a panic with them anyway, which I think is kind of a good way to approach it. Okay, got our work done. Yeah, and that's why, see, that's looking for fascination straight away. Now it will pick up one of these dreads, hopefully this one here, but we'll see what happens there. But yeah, what you don't want to happen is for them to start picking up the dread first, because the fascination can be cancelled out by the dread, but not vice versa. Okay, so we have our affliction, which we're going to pop there. So ideally, yeah, it picks up this one. That dread then decays naturally, and then we don't have an issue. Right. Okay, you need an erudition, which was slot. Okay, that's done. Pop you up there. And now let's deal with this. Provide the funds. The medicine is dark and bitter as tar. It would be easy to suspect I am being poisoned. Okay. Run through there. Okay, yeah. It took the older one, which is not ideal, but there's still a chance that that one will disappear on its own anyway. And tentative evidence is about to disappear too. Not that we were generating anything at the minute, like we weren't generating notoriety, so there wasn't really a risk from it, but it's just nice to get rid of it anyway. There's a restlessness, just to make sure that, you know, the dread keeps on coming. You want to be able to relax, would you? Let's pop that in there. Oh, didn't need to pause. We don't need to pause. Right. Yeah, so it's a real pity that poor old Sylvia died. Right, you're on the hunt. That doesn't matter really. Let's get back into the Mantis. Just a lot of reasoning there. Okay, And pop you up here. You're a new one, so you're going to take a while. Okay, so that's going to be combined. So we need to do another 2 sets of those. And sure, everyone's going to be raring to go on a new expedition once we're ready for it, which will be kind of probably towards the end of the stream, I'd imagine, because we've only combined, or just finishing now, combining 2. And we've got another, what? There will be, oops, sorry, yeah. There's going to be another 2 combinings there, which will give us 4. Then we're going to have 2 combinings there, and then another combining there. So another 5 combinings to do before we have the level that we want. Okay, now study-wise, we are now, so you're done, right? So let's get our reason in here and get another erudition, and just keep that coming. Let's keep the eruditions and the glimmerings coming as best we can. Let's go for you. Okay, that is actually an extra erudition, as it were, because it's a lesson learnt. The painted river runs from a great chamber near the White Door, far through the mansus, to its far edge where it enters a painted delta of far cloud. I voyaged half its length last night with a stern-faced captain beneath a rust-red sail. As the clouds rose before us, the sailors raised a yearning shanty and close-hauled the sails to best use the painted wind, and all the while the captain and I discoursed on the secrets of the House of the Sun. Okay, interesting. Now, dream-wise, let's get back in here and provide you there. Go. Okay, so that will decay into some erudition eventually, and we're going to get another affliction, which is interesting. So we've got another thing to deal with then. And one of the reasons for going to higher level is, one, in order to get that that forge item that is going to be 12 influence, and also that the books that we get from there are potentially going to give us 14 influence lore as well, which would be great. Okay, so let's use that there even. Okay, so we got you. We're now going to get ourselves, we're going to get a glimmering. There we go. Brain just wouldn't come up with the word. Yeah, we're going to get glimmering, and that will be another combination we can do, which is good. Okay, into the mansus, pick that one. Okay, and we've seen that one recently, so we're going to collect. We'll read it the next time we see it. Okay, now we need to sort this out again. So let's provide the funds and run things on. Yeah, one thing about it though is that oh, things are already running on. One thing about getting decrepitude with this particular run is that we have a forge cult, right? Yeah, we do, unflinching order. So it means that having a successful forge's redemption is a lot easier, because we're gonna have like 10 from one of our cult members, and then we're gonna have 8 from something like this. So it's gonna be at least a major forge redemption, which has a much better chance of success than a minor one. So that's something to keep in mind. Right, let's get this next one going. So it's those two together, and then it will eventually ask us for an erudition, and then we're going to get work going as well, like so. Okay, good. And we have some grey lore there that will, if we need to, will give us that a couple of tries as well, because we can use reason on this one to split it back into two influence 2 ones, and then that will give us 2 chances at the Forge's Redemption, which should be more than enough to switch Decrepitude back into health if we so need. So having Decrepitude wouldn't be getting Decrepitude wouldn't be a terrible thing in this particular run, because we're more geared towards being able to handle something like that. Oh, excuse me. Some days are better than others. Sometimes the sky is nothing like a filthy sheet. Sometimes the river runs clear. Okay, so grab you and pop you up there. Right, so you need this erudition, which will provide. Okay, and we got our work going again. Right. Again, I'm not going to go for that one. I'm going to go for here. Oh, I should have gone for that. It's okay though. And we've seen that one recently too. So we won't go too overboard on reading those today. Right, we'll pop you in here and provide reason. Nice. Run you on. Okay. So something that we do want to do is to start ordering these. So we're looking for any 4s like you that can come down here, and then we're looking for 12s as well that can go into that first slot. So you're 4, you are 4, you're 4, okay, you're 4, and okay, so those are all kind of, you're 4 as well, so you can go down. You're an 8, you are an 8, an 8, okay, you need us to slot a glimmering, right? Yep, so let's slot that there. You're an 8 and you're an 8. Okay, so let's start moving these this way and make room for any 12s and then go in this area. Okay, that's good. Right. Or we could even put 12s up here, maybe. Yeah, I think I like that bit better, because then we don't have to find the spot where it transitions from 4s to 8s or 8s to 12s. Because it's just going to be each row is a certain influence amount. So that makes more sense, I think. Right, let's go here. Fascination. Okay. Grab you. Right, so whatever we get next time, we're going to read it, because we haven't read those in a while. Let's slot that there. Okay, good. And also, another reason for getting this done is because once it's done, we can then go back to reading, because I want to read a lot of those if we can. Okay, pop that there. How long do you have left? 150, okay. So we may be able to get... Yeah, it might actually work out, we'll have to see. Get a glimmering and you'll still be around, I think. So let's try that. Let's get a glimmering. And as soon as that's done, we start our combination. And then we'll hopefully still have you around, and then we have a new glimmering as well to use. Let's go there. Well, that's going to be another erudition 2. Once it degrades, let's put you over there. Dwarf despair prowls elsewhere. Okay, pop you up here. Work is done. Can I get it started again? Can I get this started again as well? Okay, that's another cycle done. Right, how about these then? Let's sort these. So you need to be fixed before you're worth really anything. You're 4. You're 12. So how are we going to do it? I think 4 should go down here. Okay, you are 12. Okay, you're 4. So yeah, let's do it like this. So 12s, 8s, and 4s should be better, right? Okay, now you're 12, you're 4, you're 4 as well. Strike by the number. Okay, you are 4. It's another 4. Another 4, okay. Another 4. And that looks good. Oh, that's a 12, okay. I was going to say that looks like another 4 as well, but no. It's 12. And you are an 8. Okay. Now, let's see. Don't need to do anything just a second. Okay, now we do need to sort that though. We have our glimmering. We now want to get this going straight away. So hopefully we're going to be in time to use you. That'd be kind of good. Okay, pop that over. Okay, got some fascination. Right, we may as well read this. We promised we would. I dreamt of the manses behind the white door, of the great space above the orchard, the space that overlooks the bounds, the space where the vagabond once painted her river. Painted ships passed upon the painted river. I met the painted eyes of a painted captain. She saluted, and the motion was like the layered movement of clouds. The sail of the ship was amber, and the captain's eyes the green of new barley, and the river aquamarine. Now that I'm awake, I see those colours still. Okay. Collect those. Get ourselves back in straight away. Okay, good. Let's get work going as well. Do that. Okay, he didn't find anything. Okay, dread could be a bit of an issue. Let's move you. Let's move that there. Okay, good. Yeah, so probably the thing to do now is to get ourselves some contentment. So let's head to the club. Right, what have they got for us tonight? Tonight's performance is a desultory affair of flapping scarves and earnest flesh. The audience turns to conversation. Okay, so we're going to get some more erudition out of that. We probably won't be able to use it. It's either going to be that one or that one we can use, not both, I think. Let's pop you there. We can use you though, which is good. I spent the evening swapping theories with a table full of charlatans, posers, and perhaps initiates. Some of these theories may be true. Okay. There were contentment there as well, so you should pick up on it. Let's pop the erudition there. Okay, and then we can go for you. Wow, another erudition. Okay, well, we just read that, so we're not going to read it again. As much as I would like to. I know not everyone wants to read everything every time. Okay, let's start that. And slot you. Good. Get work going again. So have you... You're not really an issue because once this resolves, it will give us a fleeting reminiscence, which will resolve you as well. Okay, you're looking for a glimmering. Let's provide that. Yes, we've got tons of erudition now, but we've only got that one glimmering, so we're going to have to study for another glimmering. Before we can do more combinations. Yeah, so as I said, that one helps that one out. The wolf despair prowls elsewhere. Okay, and let's go for you. I'm always regretting going for that one. I probably shouldn't go for it as much as I do. Descent of Knives is called the Sharp Stairs, the Mother of Mirrors, and the Feast of the Grail. If one is to look beneath the stairs, as I did last night in my dreams, one understands that last name. It draws a tide of blood from the feet of those who ascend. Imposi, some shaped like men, many shaped like women, wait beneath the glass of the stairs to satisfy their hunger. I did not approach, I made no sound, I only observed. Okay, so grab that. We're then going to again get ourselves going and do that. Right, and pop you up there. And we read you. Okay, and run things on. Right. So you're on the search, but there's nothing for you to find at the minute. Although you're probably going to pick up on that one. Yeah, you will before it's done. Let's pop that up there. Let's then, in preparation, get ourselves to the club. We're going to pick this one up here. Okay, we can read that one too. There is a great chamber in the manses through which a painted river flows. The vagabond, it is claimed, painted it from memory in the years before she left the house. Certainly there are histories concealed in its design. I traced them with my hand last night. There were fragments of aquamarine paint beneath my nails, flecks of gold leaf when I was done. Okay, and right, so let's get you started again with that. Okay, let's collect that. Now we want to get in here with our passion and get another glimmering. Okay, so there's that thread there. Yeah, we said we wanted to head out to the club as well to keep on top of that if we can. The rite announces the master of ceremonies. A dancer undulates on the stage, unfolding her arms. Live moths spill in a stream from her mouth. White moths eddy through the hall. They perch on the brims of wine glasses and sip. The audience applauds. The woman on stage moves as if she has too many limbs. Moths crowd my arms, nestle against my shoulder. In a little while I step outside and look at the clear cold stars. Assume I dreamt the whole thing. The smokes of the club are treacherous. Okay. Right, so we have our contentment there. Gonna pop you there until you're needed, and we pop that one up there as well. Right, good. Okay, let's get that one going. Okay, and run it on. Here we go. Now, let's go for that one again. Okay, got Fascination. Again, it's one that I think when we start doing these combinations are possibly going to be good. I dreamt of the mantis behind the white door, of the great space above the orchard, the space that overlooks the bounds, the space where the vagabond once painted her river. Painted ships passed upon the painted river. I met the painted eyes of a painted captain. She saluted, and the motion was like the layered movement of clouds. The sail of the ship was amber, and the captain's eyes the green of new barley, and the river aquamarine. Now that I'm awake, I see those colours still. Okay. Once we've got that, we're going to have an affliction to do as well, so we're going to save that for dealing with it. Right, and now we're going to start these combinations. So if that fascination is still around when we get to it, we're going to need it, I think, at that level, but we'll see. And glimmering can go there, because otherwise I won't remember where it is, so that's important. Okay, so we have a reflection. Where did it go? Oh, there. Okay, so let's deal with the affliction first. The medicine is dark and bitter as tar. It would be easy to suspect I'm being poisoned. Okay, so we run that on. Right, so we're definitely going to have erudition available. We'll have glimmering available. The fascination may not. Yeah, it might be a bit too late or too long for the fascination to stick around, I think. But we'll see. Okay, let's slot you and you. Start that again. The wolf despair prowls elsewhere. Okay, pop that up there and run things on. The Forge of Days waits in my dreams. If I learn the Forge's lore and I dream of this temptation, I can advance my purpose. The need gnaws at me. Well, not yet, because we know what happens if we advance our temptation too early and we're not ready. Okay, there's our health back. Good. Right, so we can then head back into the mantis. Slot some reason there. Good. That's now going to look for the glimmering. So we can provide that. Okay, yeah, I think the fascination is going to be like maybe a few seconds. Yeah, it's going to be like a few seconds too long that we have to wait for it to look for it. Because this is going to come up and then we're going to get probably another 30 seconds, right? So once that goes over, it's 29 seconds. It's got, yeah, 27 left. So about 2 seconds after it disappears, this potentially is going to look for it. It may not look for it. But maybe we'll get lucky and get another one from the from the Mantis anyway. That'd be kind of nice. Right, so if we're going to get one, it's going to be here. It's another erudition. Okay, we've read that one a few times today, so we'll just do that. And then we'll go straight back in because we're hoping, still hoping against hope, that we actually get that fascination when we actually need it. I'm safe for now. My adversary is not enough evidence to bring a case against me, and I found no new clues. Okay, run things on. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, that needs the fascination now, right? Yeah, library or rarefied mind skill. Oh, we do have rarefied mind though, so we can actually use that anyway. Yeah, because it's in my priest one. I don't have the rarefied mind skill because you get a different skill in that one. I don't know what the name of the skill is, but yeah, it's not rarefied mind. We're down a different path there, so we don't actually need the fascinations, which is great. So we can just keep on going with what we've got and get a lot of combinations done, which is amazing. Right, so run that on, keep you going there. Pop that there. Right, yeah, so it's been weird. It's been weird the last little while here in Ireland. So kind of obviously with everywhere in the world we have the pandemic going on, right? So that bit isn't so weird, but it's kind of got to the point where we're now like we're doing pretty okay rolling the vaccine out. Myself and my wife were both in our 40s. Actually, like we're both 46 this year. So we both registered on the same day to get our vaccine. So we're waiting for our appointment. But it's kind of got to the point where I think a lot of people kind of feel as if, okay, it's done now. And they're not being as careful as they were before. So when we went out yesterday, there wasn't as much kind of social distancing going on. The buses were packed. Well, no, the buses were full. They weren't packed. They were packed compared to the levels normally we would see in the pandemic, because generally in the pandemic it's like half capacity, but the buses were pretty much full. So every seat had like 2 people sitting in them, because obviously couples were going out, or friends are going out. So instead of like, you know, a lot you would see in Ireland on public transport would be like one person sitting in a seat and the other seat then is empty because of COVID restrictions. Yesterday there was really none of that going on. You still didn't have people who didn't know each other sitting beside each other, just that a lot of people who knew each other were going out, so it filled up a bit more. I was kind of weird, like seeing that again. Like it kind of reminded me of, like being back in Japan, where like, you know, for Sakura season and stuff, where everywhere like parks and stuff are packed. It's kind of that vibe was going on. But like, I guess like compared to Japan now, like Ireland is in a better place in terms of pretty much everything to do with COVID at the minute, except for how many things are actually open, because in Japan everything pretty much stayed open. They did have like early closing for places to serve alcohol at the moment, but other than that, you know, not really that much in terms of restrictions compared to here, where pretty much everything closed down and it still hasn't opened everything back up, but it is getting there. But yeah, it's kind of just yesterday was just a bit strange. Anyway, let's get back on with this. I visited the Ascent of Knives last night, that harshest of roads through the house. It has been sacred to the Menascate and the sun and rags since the Intercalate, when the true sun was divided. When I woke, my room was freezing. The chill of it had cracked the window glass. Okay, click those. And we're going to get back in again. Okay, and slot that one there. And run things on. Good. But yeah, it was really nice as well though to get out yesterday, because I've been missing just kind of getting out and going somewhere, and really looking forward to from next Monday, restaurants and stuff we're going to be able to serve outside, which in a normal Irish summer would not be great, because it would mean that it would basically mean that you are outside in the rain, and it's not going to be amazing. But it's actually been pretty sunny so far this summer, which is pretty strange for Ireland. Normally we have a short period of sunny weather, and then after maybe a week of sunshine, everybody just assumes that is the summer over, and just kind of leave it at that. But the last few years, it apparently, I've been away in Japan, so I don't know, but apparently it hasn't been like that because of global warming. It has been this sunny periods are actually longer, and more often as well than they have been in the past. Now it's still not ragingly hot. Yesterday it was 20 degrees Celsius, and now and again it gets up to 30, which in Ireland previously would have been kind of unheard of, but now it's getting a bit more kind of common, and sort of in the in Ireland, if it gets anywhere to kind of mid-20s, then it's like a heat wave over here. Nothing compared to Japan, where I lived up to last year, where you would regularly have temperatures up to high 30s into the 40s during August. But still, for Ireland, it's pretty damn hot. Hence my red visage. Okay, so we got a glimmering there, which is good. Pop you there. So we're gonna have you. You're gonna be available when 1:37. So in 2 minutes. Okay, so we should probably get ourselves under a passion, because that's not going to be available anyway. Actually, we should have done no, reasons are fine, because we're going to be getting these random eruditions anyway. Yeah, so we don't need to study for another one of them for a while. We may not be able to use both passions or both glimmerings, but I'm going to see what happens with that. Right, so let's grab that. Fascination. Okay. I dreamt of the manses behind the white door, the great space above the orchard, the space that overlooks the bounds, the space where the vagabond once painted her river. Painted ships passed upon the painted river. I met the painted eyes of a painted captain. She saluted, and the motion was like the layered movement of clouds. The sail of the ship was amber, the captain's eyes the green of new barley, and the river aquamarine. Now that I'm awake, I see those colours still. Okay, so we're gonna pop straight back in. Okay, good. And let's collect those. and get work going as well. Okay, and we can pop that up there. Good. Right. Well, I can't believe how, like, how many frames are being skipped now. It's just kind of ridiculous. Right, let's do that. We have another glimmering. We're now going to start combining these. Start that up. Good. So yeah, the idea is combine those two, we'll have two of those. Combine those two, we'll have one of those, and then we can go from there. Some days are better than others. Sometimes the sky is nothing like a filthy sheet. Sometimes the river runs clear. Okay, grab you. Run that on. I'm gonna have a sup of water because my tea is gone. There's nothing so tragic in the world as a cup of tea that's finished. My father, one of the things, like, for him, I love tea, but he just adored tea. And right, we got fascination very, very recently, so we won't read it again. But yeah, my dad just absolutely adored tea, and he was the kind of person where he would literally be like on his last sup of a cup of tea, and then would be wanting another cup of tea. So it was kind of like he used to actually be a heavy smoker, and it was almost like he kind of substituted tea for it instead. So he was kind of chain drinking tea, as it were. But yeah, like he also used to tell stories where when he was a kid, so maybe like 6 years old or so, he used to be on kind of work sites where it would either be builders or dockers or whatever, and he would be like the tea boy. So his job would be to make the tea. So he did have maybe like a camp stove or an actual, physical fire, or some kind of, depending on where they were, like some kind of iron stove or whatever. Like, this is, well before any kind of electric stuff. This would have been back, I guess. So he was born in 33, so probably would have been, during the Second World War, doing stuff like that until he kind of got older, when he was doing other jobs as well. But he'd always tell stories about how he was the tea boy and stuff like that, and how he learned at such a young age to make a good cup of tea. And it was one thing, for him, was that almost everybody now just makes a tea bag, as in, like, boil the water in your kettle, pop a tea bag in a cup, add the water. Some people will put the milk in first. Some people hate that, but either way, you're skipping the teapot side of things. Whereas, like, for Dad, it was always he had a process, which was boil up your water in your kettle, or at least in more modern times. When he was a kid, it was a different way, but before he died, at least, it was boil up the water in the electric kettle. Then when the water in the kettle was while that was boiling, he would add some water to the teapot, and put the teapot on the stove and turn it on. So there'd be a very small amount of water in the bottom, and he called that scalding, scalding the teapot. So sometimes what he'd do is he would, as I said, put a small amount in, and it'd normally be hot water. So either the kettle had been boiled once, or it had been boiled recently. Normally boiled recently because he drinks so much tea. But yeah, he would put that then on the stove top, and that would make sure that the hot water to make the tea wasn't going into a cold pot. And from there, then the next step would be once the kettle had boiled, the water then that was in the teapot will be thrown out. The tea bags will be added in. He always wanted at least 3 tea bags in there to make sure that it was a nice strong tea. Then he'd add his hot water in as well. He would give it a stir, and then that would be left then to come to a boil again. He would then use some of the hot water that was left in the kettle to then prepare the cups, which would basically mean like pretty much rinsing the cups with the boiling water. So again, not having the hot liquid, the hot beverage going directly into something cold, because then you can like, I don't know what I think it's like burn or whatever. I don't know what it's called. Burn. Yeah, because he was always afraid of burning or stewing tea, which completely makes it like almost undrinkable. So then, once the tea got to a certain point, he would give it a stir. Then the heat would be turned off underneath it, and it would be then left to draw. Which so even though it's already like been brought to the boil again, he would leave it on the heat so that when the tea draws, basically the flavor would diffuse from the leaves into the tea again. And once all of that was done, then he would always be for tea that's coming from a pot, he would be milk first. If somebody made him a tea bag, which he didn't like anyway, he would be milk second for that. But for coming from the teapot, it would be milk first. He would then generally take 2 sugars as well. You poured it out for him, and then you serve it up to him. And like, I don't know how he did it. He would then be able to drink it straight away. Whereas for me, I need to leave my tea sit for about 5 minutes before I can touch it at all. So I don't know how he was able to. That's probably why he was able to drink so much tea, was because as soon as it's ready, he was able to consume it. And then generally, he would be either almost finished or finished his cup of tea by the time I'm actually starting mine. And then another while later, then he'd be like, "Oh, I'd love a cup of tea," and dropping hints and stuff. And that's kind of like, it's kind of, I suppose it's a weird thing, but it's something I really missed. I really miss about him. Is, you know, just thinking of that, is kind of, my eyes are starting to water now. Because like it's been this year, it'll be 3 years, I think. And it's just, it's kind of weird, like the things like that you miss about a person when they're gone, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna have to stop talking about it before I start completely crying all. Yeah. So let's leave that there and just go on with something else. Right, let's get in there. Yeah, it's kind of, I'm saying leave that there, and then my brain, the next thing my brain is thinking is, let's tell another story about my dad. I know I'd love to regale you guys with stories about my dad. I know you're not really here. Well, I suppose I don't know why you're really here. other than to watch some Cultist Simulator. But, you know, if you want to hear more, excuse me, see, told you I was tearing up a bit. If you want to hear more stories about my dad, I'm certainly happy to oblige. Because, you know, I suppose, I was going to say everybody thinks their dad is fantastic, but some people aren't, I guess, aren't so lucky to have that, to either, one, have a dad, and two, to have a dad that they can look up in that way as well, you know. Like, my dad was, I guess, pretty ordinary person, but I feel he did a great job as being a dad. Like, he was kind of from the generation that he came from, obviously pretty old-fashioned in certain ways. Like, he never learned to cook or wash or anything like that. There were times when I've got like 7 brothers and sisters, so there were times when my mom was in the hospital giving birth to one or other of us, when Dad had to look after the other kids, but generally the other older kids then would be kind of pressed into service in those instances. But like, in terms of how he first of all, how he taught us to treat other people. You know, treat everybody with respect. Don't take kind of color, creed, or anything like that into your thinking at all. And you know, stuff like that. I think was really stood me well, I think, in my life as well. That I never kind of, I'm not saying I never judge people, because we all judge people, right? Whether we're trying to or not. But I never kind of prejudge someone, if you know what I mean. So only when someone proved they're a dick, was kind of when I started treating them like they're a dick, because they've now kind of provided the evidence, if you like. But other than that, you know, it's always been a case of try my best, at least, to just take everyone, you know, when I meet them first, see what they're like, and just go from there, really. And that's kind of really is a big thanks to my dad for that. Right, we're going to get ourselves another glimmering. But yeah, he's got, he used to tell lots of stories, and I'd be happy to share those with you guys as well. It was kind of sad towards the end, though, where he was like, he had dementia, pretty bad, and just, if anybody's had a dementia sufferer in their family, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say that. He got very, very confused with his memories and stuff. Yeah, but before that, yeah, he was kind of great to talk to. He would kind of tell, even before he had dementia, he would tell the same stories a lot. But it's kind of like when someone's gone, you'd almost give anything to hear them tell that, you know, tell that one story that they always told just one more time. Anyway, yeah, as I said, I can feel my eyes going again, so we're going to have to leave it there for now. Okay, so I said I was going to go for about an hour and a half tonight, and we're at about 1 hour and 20 minutes, but I want to at least get these combined and do the expedition, so we probably will go on a little bit longer. Even though, again, we're dropping like 70-80% of our frames because Irish internet is just that good, right? I honestly, I don't understand how, like, something like fiber internet would struggle so much, but apparently it does. Right, so you're going to be ready, which means that we can start combining these two. So we'll do that. and run things on. Work is ready to start again, so we'll do that. Okay. Right, so we'll go for you because I haven't read one of you in a while. Of the place my dreams took me last night, this has been written. The ascent is glass, the walls are knives, each step is blood. I did not climb far, the pain was too great. When I woke, that pain remained with me, a pain I could employ to occult purposes if I hurry. Okay, so if we needed that for, say, a summons or something, or a rite, we could use it. But we don't, so we're just going to pop it up there. And we're going to keep on going into the Mantis and pop you there, because I know after we go to wherever this is going to lead, we're going to want to go to a similar level one again, so we're going to have to keep on keeping on with that, I think. Okay, we've got ourselves another affliction on the way, so we'll keep you available once we can. There's going to be decent timing on this. This one may be okay, we'll have to see in terms of when we get onto the next one. Yeah, so just a few seconds ahead of when it's needed. It's not really wasting too much time. Stop that there. Glimmering will still be around. Once we get the combine done, we'll do the research. We'll then go for the expedition. While we're doing that as well, we can be getting ourselves another glimmering and just building up for the next one too. Okay, let's go here. Okay, another fascination. Grab those. Okay, that's not good. We're up to 2 fascination now. Right, so we're going to have to do something about that. Let's collect those. We said we were keeping this free for that, so we'll have to remember that. Okay, and we'll get work going again. Slot that there. Good. Okay, so we're hoping for some dread. So we're going to have to maybe avoid the one that gives fascination for a while as well. Okay, let's sort this one out. The medicine is dark and bitter as tar. It would be easy to suspect I'm being poisoned. Right. Okay, slot you there. Oops. Let's move those back where they're supposed to be and put you back there. Okay, good. So yeah, it's going to require this one. It's going to be, yeah, it is going to be very touch and go whether that one will be available or not. Let's do that. Okay, so we're going to get a dread out of that eventually, which is going to be good. Let's get work going again. The sick room goes close to stale. Time to get up. Okay, and then it's also then time to head back to the Mantis. So we'll do that. So we'll stick to the ascent of knives, I think, for the moment, because there's I think at least there's no possibility of getting a fascination there, and we want to avoid that while this is in play. So kind of makes sense. Yeah, either take the ascent of knives or take whatever is, you know, the one that's there already. Okay, let's slot you. I saw as well the guys, the makers of the game, are releasing a limited edition tabletop RPG for this game, which is fantastic. And if I had the money, I would absolutely be picking it up. But unfortunately, you know, things aren't really like that at the minute. So, or basically, you know, not working at the minute. So I can't spare the money for anything. But it's just a nice thing. If anybody is into the game, it's definitely something you should look into. Last night Jerby was talkative. He spoke in the siege engine voice of the histories he'd overheard in the waking world. I listened until his stories tailed off again into weeping. Okay, so we grab that, and again, getting yourself straight back into the mantis. Over here we've got 23 of those, which is kind of nice. Although it is a lot of combining that you need to do if you want to get higher level stuff. Okay, run it on. Right, so you're going to resolve now in a second as well. And that then is going to give us a fleeting memory, which will then resolve this, which is good. It's kind of nice. It's nice when the game systems interact in such a way that they actually solve something for you. Don't despair prowls elsewhere. So you can go there and be ready. Okay, and here we go. So we've got that top tier one there. We're now going to... Yeah, so that erudition will not be around. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a chance. We're going to study for that. And then the mantis, then we're going to go for the one that possibly will give us erudition anyway. And play it that way, I think. And we are also going to search for you. Across a bright far sea, Port Noon lies. Exiles, monsters and visionaries have long favoured the waters around it. Perhaps we shouldn't get too close, but it might be useful to get close enough. Okay. So we'll run you on. Wait, oh, it's the autosave. I was wondering, hey, I actually ran it on and it's not moving. Because autosave kicked in almost straight away. Okay, now we're going to go here. We hope it's not a fascination. Yes, it's what we were looking for. Okay, this has a nice erudition. The Painted River runs from a great chamber near the White Door, far through the mantis, to its far edge where it enters a painted delta or far cloud. I voyaged half its length last night with a stern-faced captain beneath a rust-red sail. As the clouds rose before us, the sailors raised their yearning shanty and close-hauled the sails to best use the painted wind, and all the while the captain and I discoursed on the secrets of the House of the Sun. Okay, we can collect those, and we're going to get straight back in. Slot you there. Okay, nice. Yeah, so we'll do this, and then we'll probably end once you know what's going on there. And you can go sit here. Yeah, by the time this is done, and then we're starting to combine other things, that will definitely be gone. Okay, now, work again. There, and there. Start that. Okay, so you're not an issue. No issue there either. So we got a glimmering. Okay, now. Now the thing is, that's going to be around for a while, right? Yeah, so what we should really do is study for another glimmering while we're waiting. This place merits closer investigation. So it is Raven Isle. An extinct volcano lifts its head from a fervid tangle of emerald jungle. Immortals fallen to the vilest crime of their kind are exiled here to roost, guzzling the blood and cracking the bones of unwary travellers. They must have acquired some interesting toys over the years. Okay. So we're going to go there. We're then going to send Tristan. And who else is going to go? Let's send Elridge. And we're going to fund it. The cheapest peril of Raven Isle is the Succulents, the fallen immortals. But the way there across the sea will be hard. And the isle is full of voices which carry the curse of visions. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we're going to need something to get to the isle, which maybe the likes of Lantern, possibly. We're going to have to fight on the isle as well, which Elridge is going to be good for that. So we're going to need Edge. And then there's going to be some kind of curse, so we're going to need Heart or maybe Winter to battle the curse as well. And let's move on and see. Okay, those are done. Let's move those up. Oops. Move that there. Good. Oh, no, that's not good. There you go. Go where you're told. And slot that there. Right. Run on. What's going on here? We've already seen that. We're waiting for it to tick on to the next one to see what's going on. Okay, so what's it need? I've given my agents the opportunity to serve. Let us hope it ends well for us. Okay, so we have... One might mistake them for old women until they discard their skin. The place is aswarm with them. They are strong as strangling roots, and at least half long, but they can be deceived, and they are very, very wary of light. Oh, okay, so Lantern. Lantern for them, then. Most of the islands are well known to the histories, but our destination lies in a wild, uncharted reach. We'll need Heart or Forge to survive, so we have our Forge. Okay, and then here, we need Heart or Winter to suppress this curse, otherwise it will not keep us from our goal, but it may trouble us later. Okay, and then this place is formed, then they are strong. But they can be deceived. Okay. So deception is maybe Moth, right? Or okay, so let's send Cat and get some Lantern on this for now. Then we're going to send some Heart people, I think, to take care of the curse. Yeah, a place like this, probably very likely that we're going to get an injury or two out of it. Okay, so we'll get this started again. Do that. Collect those, pop you there. And start with you guys. Like so. Okay, now let's see what's here. Our Forge skill represents plenty of expertise. We'll almost certainly make it through. Okay, so then let's send Slee along. So that then gives us 10 Lantern there as well. And then we can start working on Heart next. Right, we need to work on you as well. Which may be a case of just maybe getting some opium. Okay, let's grab that. There is a great chamber in the manses through which a painted river flows. The vagabond, it is claimed, painted it from memory in the years before she left the house. Certainly there are histories concealed in its design. I traced them with my hand last night. There were fragments of aquamarine paint beneath my nails, flecks of gold leaf when I was done. Okay, grab those. Right, and yeah, let's actually do this then. Let's pop you in there. In times of special crisis, I might visit a discreet pharmacist to purchase a tincture of opium and make my dreams sweet, but only in times of special crisis. Okay, you can start that and run it on. Good. Right, what's to say here? Wave lash and sea spattered, sun scorched and salt stains, but we're here. But here, not where, but here. Okay. Despair is the wolf that devours thought. Okay. Oh, that deep piece, but I should not do this again. Right, well then let's go into the mantis instead. Okay. Okay, planning for the next. So really what we're planning for is this, right? So we need heart or winter. Let's go with winter because we've already gone past where we need heart anyway. So it's going to be all clear. Let's enter. And then the heart, we're going to need someone with heart to try to intercept the notoriety anyway. Put that up there. Okay, so you need erudition, but oh, you need to wait. Okay. So we're gonna have to run that again once it's done. Okay, what do you need now? Okay, we have power to keep them at a distance, which is this, right? I'm going to send some funds because we're out of funds. And then next, then I'll send... Violet is winter, right? Yeah, so we send Violet next. Right, then let's go for you again. Okay, there's another erudition. Collect those. Go sit there. Okay. Okay, this time you will be available, which is good. They won't come close. They call out taunts in the voices of carrion birds and children. They rattle the treetops. They fling stones from the dark. But they won't come close. We will pass. Okay. Okay, planning for the next phase, which means Violet can now go. Then the next time we get a chance, we will provide some funds. Okay, so he's not going to find anything. He's gone searching a little too early. We'll grab that. And straight back in. Okay, so we said we'd provide funds there. The Elgist knows what is already lost. His power will almost certainly protect us. Good. And then there, we're waiting for you to be ready. Right, in you go. Oh, but now our glimmering is gone, which is not great. So we're going to have to study for a glimmering then. At least it will remember the progress you made with the erudition. Our power is stronger than the power that was here. The curse won't touch us. Okay, good. So pretty smooth sailing through that, which is fairly nice. Okay, there's another erudition. Okay, so we're going to send a fund. Next time we'll send a person or something. You're looking for a glimmering, which you can't provide, and we don't have a sanctuary either. Right? None of these are sanctuaries, right? No, just location. Just location, just location, and just location. So remember, we'll get to study for our glimmering, and then we can combine them. So they're probably going to maybe sit here, I think. Here, or maybe they'll just leave them down there. Because they won't stack with the others. Okay, a mountain cave befouled by Sokoants. On the walls, they have scrawled their sad histories in 100 languages, in scripts of striking elegance. The creatures they were, the histories they owned, the children they mourn. Okay, and... Right, so Porter... No, not Porter. Who then? Clubette? Yeah, let's have a chat with Clubette about some cult business. And she will get a chance to get rid of that notoriety. Hopefully he doesn't go looking at the same time. Okay. Pop you there. Right, let's go there. Fascination. Like that. Okay, so we've got a few things that have finished all at the same time. So we'll sort these out and then we'll look to the expedition. Okay, run that on. Get you started. Okay. At the back of the cave, the Sokoants have made a sort of museum nest. The fine clothes they wore once, adorned now with raven feathers, little miscellany of cameo portraits and rotting family albums, a few items of power. Okay, collect those. So let's see what we have. Right, so that's definitely Grail. Notoriety goes there. Okay, so we have the first one, a manual of departure. The author, who identifies itself as Yakudu, claims to be one of the great hunted princes of the land of the river. And it is written in Vac. Yeah. So we don't know Vac yet. So pop you down here. You are Deep Mandaic. You are Vac. Let's do that. Okay, next one. The origins of the hours, a back work that may contain gossip about the various origins of the secret gods. Okay. 5 creations. The itinerant scholar Shohei debated 5 possible origins for humanity, with a hunted figure since claimed to be the beach crow. Shohei later claimed that all these accounts had proven false, but the debate was nevertheless recorded. Okay, and that's back as well. Then we have the Chalice Murmurous. On those nights when we drink from the chalice, we are not certain afterwards what we have done, but we may be assured it is what always has been done. And if we do not remember, our children will, in their redmost dreams. Okay? And that is a 12 Grail item, so it can go here, right? Because these are all 8s. Yeah, okay. But that's why we want to get to that level, because we're going to get stuff like that, and eventually we will get one for Forge. Right, let's run things on. So, yeah. Where did those 2 go? Oh, they went there. Okay. Now, let's study you. Yeah, I want to get that started again, because otherwise I will forget what I was doing with it. But yeah, we're going to be finishing up in a minute. Yeah, it's good to be back, even though technical difficulties also back as well, which is not tremendous. But I just enjoy streaming and playing this game too much to just just give it up. So we're gonna probably do the same next week. Do an hour and a half to 2 hours or so, just to keep things ticking over. You never know. Maybe at some point, we'll, ISP will sort their shit out and we'll be fine. Let's grab you. What a fascination. Okay. The game is trying to kill us with fascination at this stage. Pop that there. Started. Slot of reason. Grab those. Pop you there. Both of those back in. Start it. Okay, so no luck there. So let's try Dorothy this time. Peculiar rumor can sit there. Let's actually bring this back over this way. Okay, good. Yeah, that's not good, is it? So we need to avoid anything that will give fascination. for the minute. And then we need to use you in there, which is not bad. So we're going to go here for this. Could have got that, but I didn't want to tempt fascination. Pop you up there. Then we keep you free for dealing with that. Hopefully Dorothy deals with that as well. Right now, what do you need? A glimmering, which you have. Let's do that. Okay, it's gonna take another while, and then it's gonna need the rarefied mind skill. Okay, Dorothy comes through for us. Very happy with that. Gonna now deal with that as well. Okay, good. Right, so you're going to be done, which is great, because it sets us up for next time getting another one of those high level ones. And we're going to start off with that there. And I think that's where I'm going to leave things today. So happy to be back. We're making progress towards what we're trying to do here. We now know we can do the very top tier of expeditions, which is where we're probably going to find the item that we're looking for, which is an what are these called? Tool, right? Yeah, a tool which has 12 forge aspect, which is what we want for the ending that we're going for. But yeah, as I said, we're making progress there. Next week we'll probably do another 2